Today we're here to talk about the Blichmann Cornical Keg. The name is Cornical. I promise, I'm not stupid.
Are you stupid or something?
It's part of the Cornical Unitank system, which looks really cool for homebrewers, but is very expensive. So Daddy just got the very small part of it. I don't see many reviews of this keg online that isn't 8 years old, so clearly it's been on the market for quite a while. The typical going price is $131.99, very specific price. And if you want the entire Unitank, that'll run you about $467. Ouch. Now when I opened the box when I got this keg, it came with this manual right on top, and it says right here, what's in the box?
What's in the box?
Fermentation assembly and keg assembly. And I was like, boy howdy, did they send me both parts for the price of one keg? The answer is
No! No!
They just saved a little bit of money putting everything in one manual. Good for them. I'm happy for you. Normally, this keg costs about $132. That's a little expensive for a keg. Luckily, I got it when it was 50% off, so not too shabby if you ask me. And they have run deals in the past where if you buy one, you get one free, which is the same damn thing except for 2 kegs. Why not? This is actually my first Blichmann product that I've owned, mainly because the rest of it is just too darn expensive for me. And I gotta say, even though I paid the half price, I'm a little disappointed in it.
Wait a minute. This isn't my world. Disappointed!
On the pro side of this thing, number one with a bullet is you can open up the bottom of it to clean it. No longer do you have to reach into some weird small hole with your fat little chubby wubby arms to try to clean it, and you don't even know if you got all the nooks and crannies. No, you can open this bad boy, see inside it like it's given birth, and then it's good to go. You know you got that baby clean. And the second pro to this thing, it looks cooler than most other kegs. This is a Blichmann product, not an Anvil Foundry product, which is made by the same company. It's just the Anvil stuff is a little bit more cheaper made. It's budget-friendly stuff, so you gotta expect some flaws. Blichmann, on the other hand, baby, you're paying that dough. You're paying that sweet, sweet money. So you expect it to be pretty darn flawless. It's not exactly what I experienced. Now, the cons right out of the box when I pulled this thing out, there was a bunch of metal shrapnel all around the edge, just hanging there, like they didn't even bother to grind it off or smooth it out or whatever. It was weird.
That's so weird. Like, Dick, the last time I went scuba diving?
Also, around the ridge, there was a bunch of rust. My guess is, since I got this thing 50% off, it's probably been sitting in the warehouse for quite a while, so I'm gonna kind of let that one slide. It doesn't seem normal for that sort of thing to be there on a stainless steel keg that should be brand new.
This is not okay. Okay.
And the next part of it is the welding points. They're not all that great. The one that goes around the entire diameter of the keg is pretty rough to the touch. I feel like they could have did a better job smoothing it. Also, some of the other welding points were scorched, and it's not the prettiest baby in the bunch. I feel like they could have did a better job of polishing that off or whatever before they sold it to the customer, but hey, it's 50% off, baby. How can I argue? The next con to this. They do not tell you what the gas in or liquid out post is.
No, they didn't. But you can imagine what it'd be like if they did, right? Huh?
Every other keg that I've had has at least marked one of the two. This tells you nothing.
You get nothing!
Unless you open up the bottom and you see where the dipstick is, which, in fairness, I could switch to either side if I wanted to. But it doesn't tell you which one's which is kind of a bummer. Another issue I found is where the pressure relief valve is. If you put the lid of the keg on a certain way, you can actually block it from being used, which is bad if you have pressure, because you need to open the lid, and the only real way to do that safely is to relieve the pressure, but you can't do that because the lid's blocking it. Maybe that's user error. I probably won't do it again, but it is an easy thing to mess up if you're in a hurry, and then it's a bad mistake to realize later on, I can tell you that.
I've made a huge mistake.
The next thing is if you flip it upside down and you open it up, there's this metal ridge on the inside next to the O-ring. That's actually pretty sharp as well. You could easily take off a few arm hairs if you come at it the wrong angle. Also, mine was a little banged up. It doesn't really matter because there's still that O-ring that's sealing it, so I'm not complaining about that part, but I don't know if yours will look like that or not. But be careful the rim. It's not your friend. This rim job is not your friend.
What are you doing here?
Giving you a rim job.
What? Rim shot? Rim shot.
The next thing is the clamp, which I did not find any information on when I originally ordered it that I would need a tool for it. I found out that a 7/16 wrench works pretty well, but it would be nice to know this beforehand. Also, I have a kegerator that I plan to put this in. I did my best to find out all the information I could on the actual diameters of this keg. The website told me the body of it is 9 inches. Great, that could fit perfectly in my kegerator, except it doesn't. The keg itself is 9 inches, but once you add that clamp on the outside, it adds another 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch into its overall diameter, and where that locking lug is, that's almost 11 inches in its entirety, which is impossible for me to fit it into my kegerator at that point. Also, you could end up puncturing the side of your kegerator if you're not loading it in there properly. So this thing, to me, isn't really built so well to go into a kegerator unless you got a ton of extra space, which I do not. And you're probably saying to yourself, Nick, you've been crapping all over this little Cornical keg. You could not possibly recommend this thing. Well, that's where you're wrong. I 100% would recommend this keg. Why? Because it is so damn easy to clean. And that's it. That's all it needs to be. That's all it should be focused on when it's trying to sell you itself. Because it makes all the difference in the world being able to open up that bottom and get in there, know you're getting it clean, and you don't have all the physical issues of trying to get in there that you would any other keg. Anything else, you're kind of give and taken just for how cool it looks, especially if you get the second part of this, which is, like I said, another $358. So you're going to be paying a lot of money to look cool.
If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis.
If I was going again for a keg that I was getting mainly to ferment in and hopefully serve out of, I'd probably go more with the Clawhammer Supply keg. Yeah, it's a lot more expensive, but I know it would fit the spaces that I have. Also, the accessories that you can get with it, although they're expensive, seem to be really useful for the actual fermenting process. Also, they have a few safety features that seem like they are a great addition to having a keg that ferments and holds pressure. So they would be really interesting to test out. So, Clawhammer, give me a call. All in all, it's a solid keg. It does what it needs to do. Go out there, wait for a sale. I don't care. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to love it if you buy it. I can't guarantee that. Don't.